Hi, okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about in these screencasts is how to do search and replace with Vim. So search and replace is another very common thing you need to do with the text editor while you're programming. And so how do we do this with Vim? So if I open up, I don't know, let's open up this time agent.cpp. Sounds like an interesting file. And let's say I wanted to search for some text in here. Let's see, what can we search for? How about the word RBX? So this actually is some code from a project called Rubinius, which uses the letters RBX a lot. So they probably appear elsewhere in the file. Let's see if we can find them. So the way you do search in Vim is you type / and then you type in what you're searching for. So press in capital R, and you can see the cursor highlights the capital R there. And if I press capital B, it will highlight the capital B letter. If I press capital X, it'll highlight that too. If I press the backspace or delete, it'll remove the highlighting. And one thing to notice is if I put in the lowercase r, it matches that instead. So lowercase r and capital R are not the same thing. So if I type in lowercase r and lowercase b, it moves me down later in the file where it finds the lowercase rb combination. And if I put an X on the end, it actually doesn't find it anywhere. So now I'll put backspace. So this is called incremental search. So as I type in, it searches immediately for what I've typed in so far. So if let's say I want to type in the word string, string, so it found string. If I type in backspace, and I type in something else like ys, it jumps down to sys. Now, if I press enter, it actually leaves the search mode and moves the cursor to where that match was found. Okay, so let's try it again. I'll move up to the top of the file and I'll search for, I don't know, the word limit. So I press /, type in limit, matches there, and I hit enter. And now the cursor is at the match limit. The next thing you can do with search is you can search for the next occurrence of what you just matched using the command n. So I press n. Oh, there's no more matches for limit. So let's search for something else. How about string? So /, type in string, hit enter, and now I'm at that occurrence of the word string. If I press N again, it takes me all the way down somewhere in the middle of this code file, and you can see the cursor in the middle there is next to the word string. If I hit N again, it takes me to another occurrence of the word string. A similar command is capital N. This actually does the same thing but goes backwards. So if I hit capital N, it'll take me back to the previous occurrence of string here. And if I press capital N again, it takes me back again to the previous occurrence of string. This time I'm back up at the top of the file where I started. So that's how you do search with Vim. Just to review, if I hit / I can search for something like I can type in agent. Takes me down to the word agent. I hit enter and moves the cursor there. Now I'm back in normal Vim mode, command mode. If I press N, it takes me to the next occurrence of agent, and again takes me to the third occurrence of agent. If I hit / here and I type in like state, it takes me to start searching from where the cursor is. So if I hit enter, it moves me over to state. Now I can hit N to go to the next state, or capital N to go back to the previous occurrence of state. So that's how you do search. Now search and replace, unfortunately, is not as simple as that, and it's a lot harder. So let me just show you how to do search and replace, and hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. So the way you do search and replace is you press :. This takes you into the Vim command mode. And you can see my cursor is now at the bottom on the last line, and I can type in the command for search and replace, which is S. And so you can see the :S at the bottom. S actually stands for substitute, and it has a really weird syntax that is called a regular expression. Someday later in the course we'll cover regular expressions in more detail. I think we have a whole chapter on that, or a whole section on that. But for today, all you need to learn is that you need to type in :S and then / the word you're searching for, so like string, and the word you want to replace it with. Let's put in, I don't know, replace. And then /. And that means substitute the word string with the word replace. And if I hit enter, it didn't find it. Well, I actually made a mistake. I had to put another secret command on the end called the G command, which means global. That doesn't work either. Turns out I need to do it with this other secret command, %. % means to search through the whole file. Actually, what was wrong earlier was it was only searching on the current line. So I told you this was a hard command. All right, so what you need to do is press %. % means search through the whole file. S for substitute, and then slash string replace, and now G. If you don't put the G, it only does the first occurrence. Actually, why don't we do that first, because it'll be a little simpler. So let me say it one more time. You press colon, you press %, you press S, and then you press slash. I know this is crazy. And then you type in the word you're searching for, another slash, the word you're replacing it with, and then a final slash. You hit enter, and it replaced, actually went through the whole file, and it replaced every occurrence of the word string. So I was wrong, we didn't need the G, ignore that. It replaced every occurrence of the word string with the word replace. And so you can see it says on the last line, 11 substitutions on 11 lines. So I found that word string 11 times. In fact, if I move over here, you can see it's right here, replace. If I move up to the beginning of the file, I'll press 1, capital G. You can see it put, excuse me, put the word replace here too. That's where the first occurrence of string was. Now, a good thing to learn, I'll also teach you about another command called undo, because you need that a lot with search and replace. Sometimes you make a mistake and you replace it with the wrong thing. So to undo something in Vim, you just press U. So it undid it. So it took away all the replaces and put back the word string. So let's try another example. You notice that the word include here appears lots of times. Let's change that. That'll be cool because that'll be obvious. So let's say I want to change the word include to the word exciting. So I do the crazy command again. So it's colon %. Again, if you don't put the %, it only does it on the current line. Sometimes that actually is helpful. S for substitute, slash to denote the word I'm searching for. Type in include. I misspelled it like that. Another slash. Now I'm going to put in the word I want to replace it with. Let's put exciting. And end slash, and that's it. Now I press enter. Boom. Replaced it 28 times on 28 lines. And you can see it. All these places where it had the word include now has the word exciting. And then just in case you get in trouble, you can always press U like this to go back to what you had before. So to review, to search is actually fairly simple. You just press slash and you just start typing in what you want to search for. It has incremental search. You press enter to go to that location, N to jump to the next occurrence, and capital N to go to the previous occurrence. The hard part was how to do search and replace. So let's change the word config to capital config. How's that? So we'll do, the command again is colon %s slash. You can see those 4 characters on the bottom in the last line. And then the word you're searching for, config, and then the word slash, and then the word you're replacing it with, let's put in capital config, and then an ending slash. Now I press enter and bam, it changed it in 8 places. And it leaves the cursor in the last, the place where the last occurrence was. So here it is, config. And if we go back up to the top of the file, I'll press 1, capital G. You can see here's the first occurrence. So that's it. Hope this was helpful.